What's up, everybody? It is your pastor, your sister, Patina Moffat, and I wanted to do an informational video inviting you and your sister to Leap 2025. This is going to be a 3-day life-changing experience. It is time for you to break away from distractions of everyday life and give yourself the opportunity to hear from God through great teaching and also to be inspired with practical tips for living your life well, not only spiritually but mentally and emotionally. So I wanted to do an informational video. A lot of people have been asking, how can I get more information? I want to know more about it. So I said, you know what? Let me do a quick video so that you can hear it from me personally. Leap 2025 is going to start August the 8th through the 10th. We're going to be at a wonderful venue, St. Francis Prayer Center, which is in Stoneville, North Carolina. It's about 45 minutes from Greensboro. The ride is good though, so don't worry about traffic. It's an open ride. It's a really, really nice, pleasant ride. But I want you to ask yourself, and this is on the screen now, when is the last time you had an uninterrupted weekend to spend time with God, connecting in a space that is intentionally created to allow you for rest and relaxation and reflection? Leap 2025 is all of those things. It is a space that is intentionally created for you to come in the presence of God and just experience His love, His direction, the pouring out of the Holy Spirit. You don't want to miss it. So go ahead and get registered. I'm going to put the registration information up right now because I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what it looks like. Okay, so what we have cottages reserved. Now, inside of these lovely, lovely cottages, and that's a picture of one right there, each cottage has separate rooms that have their own room key, their own entrance. There's a main area, which we're going to be doing our meet and greet in and our eating and our dinner that Friday night in. That is huge, and it's a shared space. So we're going to be gathering in that for our Friday night. But each cottage has its own room. So when you come in, you'll see the cottage house manager. You'll get your own key to your own room. You have your own entrance and you have your own entrance to your room inside the cottage as well as on the outside of the cottage. And so if you wake up in the morning like at 5 o'clock and you want to go out for prayer, you don't have to go, you don't have to exit the cottage through the main house, but you can just simply wake up, stand up in your room and walk outside. Okay. Each room has its own private bathroom. So each room is kind of like a hotel room, but it's just in the middle of the cottage. It's just inside of the cottage. It is absolutely amazing. A couple of the rooms in the cottage have 3 beds, but majority of the rooms inside the cottage only have 1 bed, and a couple of rooms may have two bed, uh, 2 beds. So, with that being said, it will affect the price a little bit, just depending on how you want to rest. So, I do want to make myself clear. The full weekend starts at 250 to 400. The 400 end of the 400 part of the spectrum is if you want to stay by yourself. You want your own room, and that $400 pays for your registration, and it pays for your room by yourself for those 2 nights and all of your meals. If you say, well, Pastor Moffat, I don't mind rooming with my sister. As a matter of fact, I have a roommate, then you would be on the 250 side. But I do want to be very, very clear. There is another option, and that is the option, and that's up on the screen now, that has 3 beds in the room. This is how big these rooms are, okay? So don't think you're going to be cramped up like Girl Scout style. No, these are really big rooms. So we have a couple of rooms that have 3 beds in them. It's 2 queen size bed and one twin bed, I believe, or full size bed. So if you say, you know what, me and my two girlfriends, me and my two sisters, we want a room together, then your price for the entire weekend is going to be $220. That's per person, okay? That is per person. That's going to pay for your room for the weekend as well as your full registration experience. So let me be very clear. So we have four options really. We have the option that's you and a double occupancy room for $250. That is your all access weekend pass for $250. Then we have for those that want a room by themselves because you don't want to be disturbed by anybody, you don't want nobody to disturb you. For your all weekend access pass, including your room, it is $400. Then, for those that say, you know what, me and my two sisters don't mind rooming together, then your all access weekend pass is $220. Okay. May the 10th, I was asked to open up day passes. We never done day passes before, but I was asked to open up day passes. So we created a packet for those that don't live far away, for those that can probably only get there on Saturday or just Friday, but they want to be a part of the weekend. Maybe they want to commute back and forward. Maybe you're in the Stoneville, Logtown, Reedsville area, and you say, you know what, I'm right down the road. I don't want to have to stay on campus. Then you can get access to the entire weekend for $80. That's going to give you access to the meals that we have. That's going to give you access to all of our sessions, and you'll also get a Leap swag bag. So those are the four options. But listen up, guys. The day passes, they don't open up until May the 10th. And that registration time is only a couple of weeks. So if you know someone that says, you know what, I'm going to be in the area, but I don't want to stay. I don't want to stay the full weekend. How can I come and support? How can I get there for a couple of sessions or one session? It is $80 and it opens up on May the 10th. Okay. May the 10th. That includes their meals, their registration, and also their sessions. Okay. Now that's $80 flat, whether they just come to one nightly session or two nightly of all the whole weekend. It's $80 flat. That is for a day pass. That's for the day pass. And like I said, this is going to be an amazing weekend. You don't want to miss it. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait. Go ahead and reserve your space because this space is limited. And because the space is limited, we want you to go ahead and get registered so you can go ahead and say to yourself, I'm coming to experience God and spend some quality time with my sisters. Leap 2025. This is our third year. I'm expecting God to do the miraculous thing, the thing that he's never ever done before. Every year gets better and better. Every year we grow and we develop and we just experience another level of God. And so that's exactly what I'm expecting tonight. We do only have one payment method, and that payment method is through Cash App. Let me make sure I'm very clear. That payment method is through Cash App, and that is $ Bettina Moffitt. I am asking that whenever you do, if you have like a name that's not your name, if you have a name that's not your name for your Cash App, whenever you send your Cash App, make sure you put in the memo line Leap 2025, and please include your email address, okay? Your email address or your phone number, either one. And that whenever you do that, then you'll get a registration form that is going to be text to you or either sent to your email that you click on and you fill out and you send that back to us. And then whenever you make your final payment, you would just send it to Bettina Moffitt, $ Bettina Moffitt Cash App. And we'll already have your registration form, and we'll go ahead and print out your registration form. Make sure the registration table committee knows that you've paid your last payment, and so now you are fully registered to experience Leap 2025. Go ahead and get registered. Don't wait. We have some amazing speakers. Brother Will Dungy is going to be there. He is the life coach of life. Okay. I experienced him at a pastoral conference, and I didn't know what to expect. But when I left that place, I felt so renewed in the spirit to do what God called me to do. So he's been with us the last 3 years. He's going to be with us again this year. This year will be his third year, because the sisters be like, please bring Will back, bring Will back. And so we locked him in last year. That's how good. The first year, I didn't really know what to expect. You know how you really enjoy somebody, and you just really hope that other people enjoy and get and be and experience what you experience. Oh, let me tell you something. It was 10 times greater. The first year, the first year they was like, please bring him back. The second year, please bring him back. The third year. So we have Brother Will Dungy. He has a dynamic ministry. And so he's going to be our Saturday motivator. You do not want to miss it. And then that Saturday night, it is impartation night. And that is with Lady Teresa Rice from Humble, Texas. I already know what it's going to be like. I already know. And we're going to be laid out, just primed and just ready to go in the spirit. Friday night is our emptying out night. That's the night we really, for the last 2 years, the Lord has just really hijacked Friday night, and it has turned into a moment of travail, a moment of release, a moment of emptying out, because He is preparing us for what's to come that Saturday. So that Friday evening is going to be a night of travail, a night to tarry, a night to press in the spirit, to push yourself to go deeper in prayer than you possibly have ever gone before. And you get to do this in a room full of other women that came with the same expectation, with the same thing in their minds and in their hearts, and that is to reach God and to be in the presence of God. I tell everybody that the whole Leap 2025 is really about a private encounter with God in a public space. And last year, it was one consistent word that everybody gave when we went over reflections. And that was, I felt so empty. I felt so light. It was almost as if I had been through a spiritual detox and a spiritual cleanse. And then Saturday, it was like a filling back up. Oh, super, super, super duper amazing. That Friday night, this is why you got to register for the whole weekend, because it's going to be things happening throughout the time that you'll miss out on. So that's why I'm really encouraging you to get registered for the whole weekend. But if you go ahead and get the day pass too, you can still experience these moments that that have been set up throughout the whole weekend. Friday night for our meet and greet, our dinner is going to be with Bald and Sassy Diva. Last year, I brought in a house chef because whenever the Lord gave me Leap 2025, I did not want us to be concerned about what we gonna eat. You know how we do, sisters. We be like, what's for dinner? You do that when you go home. You know, you do that for your family. You do that when you're with your girlfriends. But I really wanted it to be as convenient as possible, because I didn't want us to get lost in worrying about those things. So last year, I brought in a house chef, and that was Bald and Sassy Diva. Misty Hood. I've been knowing her for years. The Lord has used her um, to elevate her cooking through her own life experience. She just started, just doing personal chef opportunities, and the Lord has really, really enlarged her territory. So I brought her in last year because, like I said, we went to Airbnb last year because the retreat center was full already. And when I tell you, Mother did a phenomenal job. You know, we call everybody Mother, but Bald and Sassy Diva done a phenomenal job. And then when she was done preparing everything, you could hear her worshiping, as she was cleaning up the kitchen at night, or either she was sliding to prayer. I mean, just amazing. So she said, I want to be a part of the retreat again this year. So she registered. She's going to be there, but Friday night, she's going to be our personal chef. And so I would tell you what, guys, The food that she prepares is absolutely amazing. Meet and greet this year is going to be a little bit elevated. We're going to elevate. We're going to take it up a notch because we got Bald and Sassy Diva there. We're going to be having conversations while we enjoy her meal. We're going to be lifting each other up. And for everybody that says, where did Leap come from? And I'm wrapping it up because I didn't want it to be over 15 minutes. Leap 2025, the Leap prayers came about when I was reading the story of Mary and Elizabeth and how, the Lord allowed Elizabeth to get pregnant. And and then Mary went to visit her cousin, and it was in that moment that John leaped in Elizabeth's belly. And this is what we do when we come together. We come together not only to have what's in us leap, but also to encourage what's in our sister to leap. And so it's about an encounter with God, private moment in a public space. And when you leave, you will be rejuvenated. You will be revived. For you to go back to be the best wife, the best mother, the best preacher, the best evangelist, the best apostle, the best entrepreneur. When you leave, you will leave knowing without a shadow of a doubt that you have been with God. So go ahead and get registered. How do I register? Cash App your deposit. It's just that simple. Cash App your deposit. That starts your registration process. That's all it takes. Okay? So Cash App 125 before May the 10th if you're looking at staying for the entire weekend. And then on May the 10th, Cash App $80 if you're just looking for day pass opportunity. Okay? I love you, sister. And I cannot wait to see you this year.
Silence the ghost I've seen and break. The heavens are roaring, the praise of your glory.